Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will have like a nice fun menu that we will have like a shrimp paella for Super Bowl. We will have like Kansas City fried chicken, Tampa Bay shrimp paella, shrimp pasta paella. Instead of rice, I will innovate and use pasta to make a shrimp paella. And I named the chicken Tampa Bay fried chicken. We will have Tom Brady Jalapeño Poppers. You could make the jalapenos from fresh, or just like since it's Super Bowl, I think a whole lot of people want to enjoy the food and enjoy the game. They don't want to spend a whole lot of time into the kitchen, so that's why I'm just suggesting using like probably the frozen jalapeno poppers. They look good and they taste really good too. All right, for the chicken, I already marinated the chicken with some salt, pepper. The Tabasco sauce is optional if you want to use it. Buttermilk and some garlic powder, onion powder. Then you have your breading, the flour with some salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder. If you want, you could skip the Cajun seasoning if you don't want it spicy. For the chicken, I use like the chicken thigh and the drumsticks. And for the shrimp paella, I will have some mussels already out of the clam, the shell. Some 2630 side shrimp, crawfish. If you want, you could have lobster, scallops, and stuff like that, but I just wanted to keep it fancy and simple for everybody to be able to do it. And for the vegetables here, I have celery, because I will garnish the chicken with some celery sticks and carrot sticks for people that want to eat healthy. Why not? They're part of the game too, right? Some peppers here for the pasta, some onions that I will dice. And right here, you could use it on the side. It's a homemade super duper hot pepper that we make at home with all kinds of hot pepper that you could find on earth. Habanero, Jamaican peppers, African hot pepper, and this is a secret menu, a secret recipe, but you could enjoy it. You could try to make something like that, but this is what I will have on the side, and I will have my videographer taste that. She loves it, even though that she doesn't eat spicy. And please guys, do not forget your sanitizing bucket, your cleaning bucket, your cut glove, and your right cutting board for the food. It's a Super Bowl party. You will have a lot of people around. To avoid foodborne illness, you have to, even if you're home, you have to follow some guidelines. And please don't forget the cut gloves and the regular gloves that you restaurant gloves. And don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And do our prep for the vegetables. Oil here for the fried chicken, water right here for the pasta, and the steamer is on for the shrimp and everything else that I have to steam. The oil will be for the chicken. But please do not forget to have ice under the container to keep the chicken cold, so you could avoid the chicken getting hot, because the temperature has to stay at 40 or below 40 at all time, outside or in the cooler. So to avoid the temperature going high and having a potential food poisoning or getting the chicken, you have to make sure that you have ice while you're doing that, because the prep will take long. All right, so after you mix all of that, make sure you top. Start with the thighs because they are bigger, so they will take longer to cook. Make sure you drain it a little bit better, not too dry, because if you drain it too dry, the flour, the breading will not stick to it properly. So by doing that, you will avoid what happens to a whole lot of people when the chicken is being fried, the breading comes off. Don't overcrowd the pan, and don't get the chicken too wet when you doing the breading. And make sure also that you dry your hand when you're doing that. You could have a towel around. All right. Alright guys, here you go. We already breaded the chicken, but I will bread half of the chicken to get it extra crispy after the breading. You could soak them again, half of it. Some people like it extra crispy, some don't. So you could run the chicken again into the buttermilk and bread it a second time to have it extra crispy. Alright guys, for the fried chicken, it's the Kansas City fried chicken style. Has been already breaded. We're getting ready to cook it. The oil was turned on earlier, so it's hot. Oven is on, so you will do the chicken in the oil for about 5 to 10 minutes. Usually people do 15 minutes. I like to finish it off into the in the oven. Probably I will do 5 to 10 minutes and see how crispy it is. Then I'll finish it off in the oven so it doesn't get too dark. In the meantime, I had some parchment paper at the bottom of the pan to absorb the oil after I pulled the chicken out from the frying pan. In the meantime, before I start that, I will add some hot water to the saffron that I have for the shrimp to reserve it for later, for the shrimp pasta paella, the Tampa Bay shrimp pasta paella. Alright, let's do it. Add the chicken. We'll start with the bigger pieces. We will start with the bigger pieces because they will take longer to cook. So while they're cooking in the oven, we'll finish off cooking the smaller pieces. Alright guys, so while the chicken is cooking, I will start the pasta, but before you do that, make sure you take your gloves off. I did them earlier. Wash your hands, sanitize them and let them get dry. Then put new gloves on to start your pasta. While the chicken is cooking, it's taking a little bit time. Then I will start the pasta for the Tampa Bay shrimp pasta paella. And also I had the oven on at 325. Some of the pieces that are kind of big won't be able to cook in the oil, because if you do let them cook in the oil, they will get too dark or burn. So I'll finish them in the oven. Smaller pieces will keep cooking in the oil and it will get crispier. Alright, but you just make sure you get one of these thermometer. It's cheap. You could find it into the stores. I think it's $5 or something or less. I'm not sure, I don't remember the price. You could use that to check the temperature, at least 165, between 165 to 175 for the bigger pieces, to make sure that they cooked well, because you cannot undercook chicken for safety reason. And also when you're cooking the chicken, if you could, it will be safer to have the oil pan or whatever that you have using frying the chicken. Make sure it's in the back burner, and when you're dropping the pieces, drop them away from you. When you're dropping the pieces in the oil, make sure you drop them away from you instead toward you, because if you drop those pieces towards you, if there is a splash and for instance the pan is here, you might get burned. Even if it's here, you might get burned. So don't throw them inside. If you're scared of the hot oil, grab a tongue and grab the pieces and drop them in. Alright. While we were waiting, I did saute some diced onions, diced green, red peppers, yellow pepper, orange pepper. Add it to the pinto beans, some salt, Tabasco sauce, a little bit vinegar, and barbecue sauce for the barbecue baked beans. I will put that into the oven right now for the bake. Then after that, I will finish off the corn, the pasta, the shrimp, and the rest of the cooking. Alright, for the pasta, I will do some sauteed diced onions, some garlic, tricolor or multicolor peppers, green, red, orange, and yellow. For the Tampa Bay shrimp pasta paella, I need a little bit more oil over here. I'm just using olive oil. You could use vegetable oil or any type of oil you have. More peppers, tomatoes, salt and pepper, about a tablespoon, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper. And your saffron. All right, the Tampa Bay shrimp pasta paella is cooking, and for the mussels I just use shell-less mussels if you prefer, mussels without the shells, because I don't want people to be going through that. I'm trying to be nice here, getting the mussel without the shell so people don't have to dig inside. And some crawfish, excuse me. Some people prefer lobster. And here you go, the Tampa Bay shrimp pasta paella. The pasta is done. Chicken is done. Let's check on the beans. Barbecue baked beans. Then we have the jalapeno poppers cooking, then French fries. Everything else is done, and it will be time to plate up. In the